We have arrived at the accountability pillar, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Accountability on you to be the leader that you are. This is an interesting pillar because it comes multifaceted. There's obviously the shadow and the light, but in our process, if we are not holding ourselves accountable, then it's very simple to kind of back up back into the comfort zone, to hide out, to hang out, and to play small. So accountability is on you to create, but you create that outside of you. Accountability is telling on yourself about your goals and your dreams, your progress, your process, being able to plug into systems that truly support your growth. This is where a lot of people get uncomfortable. They think that they can set a goal, not tell anybody, try to create it on their own. It's fine, but really, you're not going to be playing as big as if you told on yourself. Accountability is between you and I, or between you and your support structure that you choose. But right now, this is a support structure that you choose. And it's something that when people sign up with me to coach one-on-one, or they come to one of my programs, they're really signing up for the accountability factor, someone to support that process. So what accountability looks like from the shadow perspective is utilizing partnership and allowing support. It's a deep commitment to no longer suffering isolated and alone, because as humans, we're really good at that. And the shadow side, we may tell ourselves like, oh, I'm a burden, or, it's not someone else's job to support me, or whatever. However, there are professionals like myself that literally make a job out of supporting people, because we know when left to our own devices, we choose shadow, we choose comfort, we choose predictability, and it's very natural. And so to really disrupt our old patterns takes a certain level of accountability. On the shadow side, you're surrendering and you're saying, I need the support. I enroll support, and I surrender to the fact that I can't do this on my own. If you could, you would have done it by now. It's really time to say, I need a hand getting to the next level. You're committed to not suffering isolated and alone. And really, you're also willing to be held to a higher standard of living. You're willing to be held to a higher standard of your leadership. It can be confronting. Being as powerful as you know yourself to be, if you've never done that, sometimes you don't know how to get there from here. And so building that bridge along the way does require the support of someone else. So it's pretty simple. Tell on yourself, enroll support, make the investment. Now you have invested in yourself here. You have enrolled support, and there are workbooks, there's prompts, there's all of these things to hold you accountable. And so you're actively choosing to be held to a higher standard of living, being, and leading. That's exactly what this is. You have now signed up, you've invested in yourself, holding yourself accountable to be the leader that you are. On that shadow side, it's really about allowing support, saying, hey, I need a hand. Now, what's really beautiful on the other side, the light factor of this process, of this pillar, is to truly allow receiving. The difference between allowing support or asking for support and then actually allowing the receiving. Allowing support means is going to keep coming at you. There's an exchange and someone's holding you up, or at least you're asking for it. On the light side is actually receiving the support. So let's say we're actually working one-on-one and you're saying, I need help with this, I need help with that, I self-sabotage in this way, these are my limiting beliefs, and I now hold you accountable. I show up and I say, okay, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to allow a new belief system to enter? How are you going to allow abundance to flow into your life? And you continue to block it. You continue to say, I don't want this, I don't want that, this isn't working for me. And then you're really just resisting. There is a very big difference between asking for support and enrolling it and then receiving it. The last power play in breaking up the shadow factor of the accountability pillar is to actively engage in the accountability and allow yourself to really actively choose it and begin to say, I need this, and stay in integrity with what you're asking for. So you are engaging in partnership, you are engaging in receiving. There is a major difference between asking for and allowing it to come. You've got to catch yourself being resistant because that's still on the shadow side. Moving into the light, you are willing to be called into higher levels of being and leading. Your accountability in this process means that you're the one showing up. You're the one holding yourself accountable, that when you catch yourself and you use Nasser, here the redirection is to plug back into the support actively. So practicing allowing and receiving is the most important part of the actual accountability factor. And so when you're in accountability and it's coming at you, that not only are your guides like myself, the people in your life and the opportunities in your life are going to become more abundant, the universe, you're going to feel this momentum. You're asking for it so often, but the shift from shadow to light is about receiving and allowing. As this abundance starts to come your way, you're going to be invited into much higher levels of living and being. And so things that used to excite you, things that you used to find fun or you used to do for approval aren't going to be as appealing anymore. And you're going to start to relate to a new identity. And then you're going to be being held accountable. Self-regulating your accountability is going to become vital and much more natural. The allowing and receiving is what I'm asking you to become really aware of and tapped in and turned on to. You're growing and the support is already and always there. It's you gauging how much are you willing to allow and receive it. In this level of accountability, you're actually asking and plugging in a very self-regulated manner. You may be creating your morning routine now, journaling more often, meditating much more, practicing well-being in a very serious manner, because as you make this whole shift around all the pillars and you begin to ascend, you really will become tapped into how important your head and heart space are. And you will be creating from a head and heart space because you're so clear on your purpose. If you're really realizing how important this accountability factor is, this is a moment that I want to take to invite you into one-on-one coaching. If these pillars are all making sense and you're really getting the whole world of transformation and ascension, and you personally know that it's time to be held to a much higher standard, and a video, a book, an inspirational video, a seminar with 100 people or 1,000 or 5,000 people is not going to do it. You need the individualized attention. Then reach out and we can do some one-on-one work. There's plenty of programs and opportunities. But if you know that accountability is that pillar that's truly weak for you and you'd love to be held to a higher standard and you need that practice with allowing and receiving, it's time to reach out and do the one-on-one work. In any sense, the accountability factor is so important. If you're not applying your transformation, if you're not applying what you know because you know you can hide out, now is your time to reach out.